gear that's good as well, that's clean. Join Tim and Owe in between the sets. Between the sets.
Hello and welcome to the Bodysurf podcast with your budgie boys Tim and Oe, hydrated by Hairy Man Brewery. And remember, always drink responsibly and never drink alone. Now, you can give us a call on the open line number 0432 641 033. That's our open line number. That's 0432 641 033. Give us a call now. We have lines available. Oe, how you doing, mate?
Oh, good. And please do give us a call, because any content that you guys bring is going to be heaps better than the dribble we're spitting out tonight. Now, if you don't have a phone, which you probably should have, but maybe if you're interstate, you can also call us via Instagram.
Oh, can you?
Yes, you can, and it will go through to us on the desk.
Ooh,
and
lovely.
we can speak to you via Instagram. We'll even get a little bit of video feed on that as well. So it'll be like there's a conversation going on.
That'll be very interactive.
Yeah. So, but don't call yet, because we don't have anything to talk about.
No, we've got to set the agenda. Now, a lot of you may be concerned with what is happening in the world right now. The coronavirus is full on. Now, I want to reassure you that everything is going to be okay, you know? You've got to...
That wasn't even cued.
You've got to practice your vampire sneezes. Sneeze into the elbow, as they say, your vampire sneeze. Barack Obama, I think, coined that phrase. He taught people how to sneeze that way, because people just are feral. I don't know if you've seen people just going around coughing, sneezing, spitting, sniffling everywhere. Stop doing it, guys. This is how it spreads.
Yeah.
Actually, we have been given some advice. You're not meant to stand 1.5 meters or in the vicinity of someone.
It's the canoe. It's the personal canoe.
We're about a centimeter away from another one. So if either of us have it, we're gone.
Yeah, and I definitely do have it.
Jeez, how did you get it?
I've been traveling on trains.
Well, that's fine.
On buses.
That's fine. Have you been to China lately?
Oh, no. I haven't been to China. I did go to the US, but that was just before the virus broke out. So I should be okay.
Well, you know what? I was reading today, I think people knew about this virus last year. It has been around longer than we've known. And we've only started to learn about it in the last few weeks, but that's because things have been going crazy over here. People have been taking toilet paper. People are calling in sick and just working remotely. It's been advised that if you can stay at home, do it. So a lot of people are just hanging in there, and they're just YouTubing and chilling. They're watching the Bodysurf podcast on loop and just hanging out.
Well, I thought it was funny today. 3 stocks on the Australian Stock Exchange went up. Everything else went down. One was Telstra. I can't remember what the other one was, but the third one was Domino's Pizza.
Oh, yes.
Because everyone's staying at home.
Absolutely.
And ordering a cheeky pepperoni.
That's right. It's funny. Like, people were stocking up on pasta. And I think that's weird, because, like, you can Uber Eats anything in the world. Like, if you wanted lasagna, pizza, pasta, if you wanted a burger, if you wanted lamb chops, if you wanted ribs, someone would deliver it to your door. Now, you don't know what they're doing to the food. They're sitting next to your meal while they're driving over.
Yeah.
What if they have coronavirus?
Yeah, I know.
Then it's transferring to the food, coming to you. So maybe it is better to have the pasta, because it's coming packed in a nice little wrapping. You boiling the hell out of it, so you're cooking anything off. But, I've been living my life pretty normal.
Are you scared, Tim?
I'm not scared at all.
Okay.
I woke up today with a sore throat, a bit of a sniffle, and I just thought, it's just another day in the life of Timmy. I'm always crook.
Yeah, you are always sick.
Now people are starting to realise what it's like to be me.
Yeah, but you don't often take sick days.
No. Here's the thing. If you're going to take a sick day when you're well.
Yeah, that's the secret.
If I'm sick, I'm going into work.
Yeah.
I'm clocking in.
That's right.
I'm having a day off when I'm feeling good. I'll, go to the beach.
Yeah.
I'll do some jobs around the house, but I'm not taking a sick day when I'm sick. I will rock up with a hot water bottle and a blanket, and I will do my shift because there's no way I'm losing a sick day for when I'm actually sick.
That's true, Tim, but this virus is different.
Yes.
It's something the world hasn't seen before. So it's shutting down stores. It's shutting down sporting events.
But we've seen it before. We've seen Zika. We've seen the bird flu.
We have.
We've seen.
But the problem here's the main problem, Tim. there was one event that wasn't around during Zika and the bird flu.
Yeah.
Womp Camp.
Jeez. So you're saying the coronavirus is going to affect us?
I think it will.
Now,
Well, if we have to self-isolate or we go into lockdown like France and Italy, mate, how are we going to get to Womp Camp?
Now, the big bit of advice that's coming out from the government is gatherings of 500 or more have to be cancelled. Is Womp Camp expecting 500 or more?
Well, how many do we have last year? About 120, 130?
Pretty solid numbers last year.
I think we'll be up on last year.
Mm.
My missus is coming.
Okay, so that's 121.
21.
Great.
So we're climbing.
Yeah, we're getting there. So are you actually concerned that Womp Camp might be postponed?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can extend it out to Womp Off even. That's an event, a sporting event. and they're
Where,
cancelling everything.
international guests sometimes come, so they might have restrictions if they're not allowed to fly.
Oh, mate, we just went up in the rankings.
Jeez.
If Hawaii can't come,
Yeah,
there's
well,
positives and negatives.
I still would like Hawaii to come. It's good fun seeing all those guys, and it's become a bit of a tradition them coming over for Womp Camp, and it's great that Defin send them over here. I wonder if Defin are going to send them over here for Slide Fest, because Slide Fest Australia is proudly supported by Defin, Hawaii, and Australia.
Well, here we go. It's right in the epicenter, isn't it? I mean, there's no rougher place in Australia than the Gold Coast for spreading viruses.
If you're going to get something, you're going to pick something up at Melbars.
Yeah, that's right. And so what's going to happen to these events? I mean, if you guys have the insider goss, please give us a call, 0432 641 033.
Now, what's funny, we're going live to YouTube now. We've been doing this for 3 weeks, and it's a lot of fun, and it's cool to see all your comments, and we'll get to them shortly. But we're also recording the podcast, and it goes out as a normal podcast, so you can listen to it on iTunes, on Spotify, and all those other platforms. Is it annoying to hear us talk like this? Like, we're trying to do a radio show now. We're doing a bit of talk back.
Yeah.
We're reading this number out. We're going to take calls soon. We've got your comments coming through. I'm worried we're getting a bit distracted and we need to get back to our roots.
Well, this is why we do Between the Sets
Yes.
of Monday Night Live, and then we also do the episodes of the Bodysurf podcast where we talk a bit more body surfing. We're a bit more focused, so it's a bit more podcast based.
Now, we've had a bit of a chat with our executive producer for the last few days, trying to work out who to book as our next guest. Now, at the start of the year, we put together a really big list of people that we would try to get on the show this year. And now that we've got the studio set up, we would love to invite anyone who wants to come on the podcast on, if you can get yourself to Sydney for a show here. But if you are a little bit further away, we're happy to take the gear to you and potentially do some really cool interviews. Now, we haven't confirmed next week's guest, but there is a rumor going around it might be one or two blokes from the South Coast. Now, I won't say who they are or who they're affiliated with, but it could be loose.
All right.
Did you want to go live with them, or did you want to pre-record?
See, that's dangerous.
Pre-record and then edit if we need to? It is dangerous.
Yeah. It could be very fun to go live with that.
Yeah.
But also, do we protect our own brand?
And they also have a great big following, so their fans might want to watch them go live. They might even want to interact on the chat. They might want to call in. But you've got to, as you just said, those episodes are a bit more tame.
Yeah.
We try and do some informative interviewing, and these episodes are where we can run rampant and just do whatever we want to do, and pretty much all we want to do is talk back radio.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's fine. I think if we go next week with these two unnamed guests, maybe we open the phones up just for one question.
Sure.
And maybe not a free-for-all. We don't want any of that happening. But saying that, Tim, if we get locked down, are they going to be able to come up here? We're going to be able to go down there? What's happening?
I think it's not going to be that big of an epidemic. I think I've heard rumors that it's going to peak in the next week or so, and then it's going to sort of plateau, and then we'll get back to the way things were.
Okay.
Now, we've seen places like Italy completely shut down. Ooh, that is a crazy number.
Yeah.
Can we take that?
We can take that. Now, are we linked up?
Yeah, should be.
Okay. One second. Hello, you're on the Bodysurf podcast. Who's speaking?
Hello?
Hello, you're on the Bodysurf podcast. Who have we got there?
Hey, my name is Jason. I'm the Super Biscuit guy over here in California.
Jason, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem. It took me a minute to figure out the numbers, but I managed to stay up for you guys. And after scratching a few numbers here and there, I managed to get through.
Now, Jason, what time is it there?
2:40 a.m.
Wow.
Wow, that's dedication.
Now, why are you up so early in the morning?
I have issues getting to sleep sometimes. It happens to me every now and again, and I found that it was 2 in the morning and I still wasn't asleep. And I was like, if I stay up another half an hour, I can probably call into these guys.
Well, thank you for getting up to give us a call. That's really cool. Now, we've just been talking about how the world's gone a bit mad with this coronavirus thing. How is it affecting you there in California?
So far, not super bad. I mean, the governor of the state sort of just declared something where, bars and stuff like that are closed, but restaurants are still open. So, it's going to be interesting to see. But we're not like on Italy style lockdown yet or anything.
Nice one. Now, I'm guessing it's actually, what season is it over there at the moment, Jason?
It's winter, it's raining right now. It's probably about 50 degrees.
Because I was going to say,
I don't know what that is. Good.
Yeah, well, we're starting to cool down a little bit now. We're going into autumn, but I was just wondering, you're up so early. Is there a chance you could sneak in an early morning womp and try and find a bit of glass somewhere to have a nice swim?
It's been raining for a couple of days, so I usually try not to go in the water, that soon after a lot of rain due to the runoff and stuff like that. But it's possible. We'll see how it goes.
Jace, this is Zoe speaking. I recently have been seeing you post a few pictures of the what would you call it? The silver bullet, I think you're calling it at the moment. The little electric powered hand surf. I really want to know a little bit more about this little creation you've got going. So please tell the listeners about what you're doing.
Well, every now and again, and a lot of times it happens when I can't sleep, insomnia inspiration, if you will. I get these weird ideas about, hand planes and stuff like that. That's actually where the concept of pickle fort came from. Was one night when I couldn't sleep. I won't go into that in too much detail, but somehow I got the idea that I was going to put propellers on a hand plane, and I was looking into that. And then, immediately I realized I wasn't going to generate enough power, and I started looking into water jets, and it all sort of, came from there. So basically, I made a hand plane that has headlights in it a couple of years ago. So I have some experience with putting wires in the hand planes. So, now I'm going to take it to the next step. I've shaped kind of this big, thick thing. And once I have it glassed, I'm going to cut it open and gut it. And I'm going to stick some wires and some water jets in there, and we'll see how it goes.
So how far away do you think this is from product testing?
Oh, it's going to be at least a couple of months. The problem with these experimentals that I have is that most of the time my energy is focused on the hand planes that, customers are buying. Those always take priority. So usually my experimentals sit on the back burner for a while until I have time to, get around to them here and there. So it usually, like the one with headlights, took me a year to finish.
Wow, that's insane, Jason. We want to get you on as a guest for the Bodysurf podcast, but I guess this is a little taster for the listeners because you've got a wealth of knowledge and some crazy ideas and some insane hand planes. Mate, we really want to get you back on, but thank you for the call tonight. Thank you for staying up. I wouldn't suggest that you stay up until the end of the show because I think you might need some sleep. But again, Jason, thank you so much, mate, and we look forward to chatting to you again soon.
I look forward to that myself. Thanks for taking a sec to talk with me.
Cheers, bro. How good's that? He worked out how to make the international call. That probably cost him an arm and a leg.
Oh, yeah.
But thanks so much, Jason, for giving us a call. Yes, actually, Jason got in touch with us when we did a bit of a shout out. We said, if you want to come on the show, let us know. And I think he messaged you and said, I'm keen anytime. He literally said any day, any time. And I think he just proved his point. He's up at 2 a.m. listening to the Bodysurf podcast. So what a champion.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
I don't want to take too much away from his actual interview. So
That's
I was
right.
like, had to cut you off. Sorry, and we'll get back to you. But yeah, thank you, Jason.
But I do
staying
like
up and
this
listening.
idea of being able to wire a handboard because maybe this, he's an ideas man, as the caster would say. You could put a brake light on a handboard. You could put blinkers if you're going left or right. Tick, 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 tick. How good would that be? Now, should we have a check out of the comments section, Owie? What's going on? A lot of comments coming through.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We did have some technical issues. The live chat wasn't up and running at the start of the show. It's working now. So Hamish again. He is always up and running, so good to have the live chat back. He's stoked with that. It's what the people really want. So this must be... We've got to keep this going now. It's going to be Monday Night Live from here on in. Every second week we'll be doing this show. So thanks heaps for getting in touch and also listening because we're doing this every Monday around, what are we doing, 8 o'clock?
8:30, I think. I have dinner at my nan's place until 8 p.m. I rush over here, and we normally start around 8:30.
What I would suggest doing at around 7:30, put on a DVD of the OC, and then as the credits are rolling, you should be able to come straight over to us and enjoy Monday Night Live.
You know what you can do? Head on over to Channel 10. They still got the news at 5. At 6 p.m., put reruns of The Simpsons on. Then into Neighbours over on 11.
Yes. You don't need program directors anymore. You program your own life now.
Yep. 7 to 7:30, you want to be watching maybe the... just flick it over to SBS, see what's happening. Why not? And then OC.
Yeah, and then Monday Night Live.
And then us. Okay. And then after us, Rove.
Rough Love.
That's right. Now, we did actually get some comments about what we should talk about and open the phones up, tonight. So... Maybe I'll pull one out of the hat.
Go for it, mate.
Okay. So we've got from Mr. Wiggles 84. He's asked, is it a handboard or a hand plane?
Great question. And we were going to sort of address this last week. We ran out of time. Oh, this is a big one for me, and I think a lot of people will have a lot of thoughts on this. So we've got the chat open. If you have any ideas and if you'd like to have your say, jump on the live chat now or give us a call on 0432 641 033. Now, every handcraft can plane.
Yeah.
They can all plane through the water. No matter what it is, no matter what it's made out of, if it's wood, if it's perspex, if it's, what else, foam, if it's fiberglass, they can all plane through the water. That's a general term.
Yeah.
But not all handcrafts are boards.
What defines a board?
A board, that's hard.
Are they both?
Because
Is it interchangeable?
you can have a floorboard.
You can.
But then you can have a skateboard, a surfboard, things you can stand up on. But then you can have a boogie board, which you lie down on. But then you can have a handboard, which also planes. This is a real noodle scratcher. Let's see if the
text line's gone off.
So a lot of people are saying that the hand plane is timber.
Yeah.
And I sort of get that. It looks more like a plane.
Yeah.
And then we obviously know that Slide, they are in the handboard business. Those boards are a little bit bigger. They're a bit more surfcraft-like. They almost sometimes, like the Grom, for example, is kind of like a booger board. But then they've got... See, what's the one Jesse's got? The carbon board? The Buller?
Yeah.
It's a bit smaller. That's more like a plane, isn't it? But maybe Slide think that's more of a board. I'm not sure. This is a tricky question, and I'm really out of my wheelhouse with this one.
Yeah, well, I think we're not qualified to...
I would love Ricky to have I'd love Trav to maybe come on and have their say.
Should we put it to a vote? Maybe I'll post on the
Yeah.
Instagram, see if it's plain or
Can
board.
you do that now?
Yeah, sure.
While we're in the podcast, maybe we can put the outcome up after on the show.
As long as you've got something to talk about.
I've got
while I do
plenty
it.
to talk about. Now, Uga's, I don't know what you're like. You put me on the spot. Now, that was a live grab for those listening.
Do you have that loaded?
No, I don't. I should keep some things. Uga's sent through, he's okay with the term glider, which is interesting because there were some boys from Western Australia making some gliders, and they've gone MIA. They were a big deal a long time ago. We got them to like 1,000 likes on Instagram, the Dick Glider crew. I haven't heard a peep from them in a long time. I've actually emailed them because I wanted them to come on the show. Now that we can call people, I was hoping they would come on the show and we could talk about their product. Robs has also voted for the Dick Glider. So there are a few terms going around. Handcraft, hand glider, handboard, hand plane. What about a wamper? No one's talked about the wamper. A hand wamp. No, not a term?
No, I wouldn't say wamper.
Now, we've got Belly here breaking it down for us. Now,
Here we go.
he said a handboard equals slide. Hand plane equals war.
Yeah.
Hand awesome equals belly. See, Belly, doesn't Belly have the patent for hand planes?
Yeah, I think at least one of them, the Flying V, definitely.
Yeah. So what term does Belly use? Handboard or hand plane? Because I feel like he's a more boards.
Yeah, I'm not sure. See, I'm going to try. I was trying to put a picture on this, but I'm just going to go with the text.
Okay.
Maybe I could draw one. Yeah, I'll draw one.
That's cute.
Yeah, that'll be cute.
Also, if you want to get in touch with us and see what we do on a daily basis, you can follow us on Instagram at Budgie Boys. Owie actually runs the page, does a great job. That's amazing
That's good.
drawing.
That's good.
Mr. Squiggle over here.
Turn it upside down.
Hurry up. That reference is going to go well over our young listeners' heads and our international listeners' head. But that was one of my favourite shows.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever play Mr. Squiggle at school? Like if you got a substitute teacher, we'd be like, can we play games? And we'll just play Mr. Squiggle all day.
But the best thing about Mr. Squiggle is that he was a hand puppet.
But he was a marionette, wasn't he?
And the guy drew it
Upside down.
No, but as the puppet.
Yeah.
That was the first
What
miracle.
was on Mr. Squiggle's nose?
A pencil.
But like just a normal pencil? It must have
Yeah.
been a thick pencil.
Yeah, but it was a lead pencil.
Because
And
think about how much pressure you need to put to write.
I know.
He was doing it with a puppet.
yeah. And then you'd be like, that looks shithouse. And then he'd turn it
Flip.
upside down. Whoa.
I remember
Bang.
I was watching it once because some friends I knew actually drew a squiggle and sent it in, and we were all excited. And then someone sent in just a completed drawing, and Mr. Squiggle's like, no, I'm not going to bother with this one. Just left it. He's like, that's good. That's
It's
fine.
good enough.
Next one.
So we should move on because no one's calling in. We've got a lot on the text line. That's good. I've uploaded the poll, so we'll check back on that at the end of the show.
Now, we should mention slide handboards. They do go by boards,
Yeah.
and they have claimed that they are running the only handboard comp in Australia.
Yeah.
Which is true. They are,
Yeah.
and that's coming up very soon in May. So what are those?
Well, is it happening?
Oh, are we going to be? Yeah. I don't think. I honestly don't think it's. I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
I don't really have a TV. So I listen to a little bit of talkback radio, and there's a lot of hysteria there. But I don't watch the news, so I don't really think this is a big deal.
Okay.
However, it has affected Tom Hanks, and that made it real for me. If T. Hanks can get it, we could all get it.
Well, it was when Dickie got it for me.
Oh my goodness.
That was hitting
But
home.
Dickie got it from Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I know.
Like, if you're hanging out with celebrities, it seems like you're vulnerable because all these guys travel a lot. So Corey just got back from Hawaii. I'm going to stay far away from him because he may have been hanging with Daniel Craig in Hawaii, or he might have been hanging out with Jimmy Barnes.
Yeah.
I don't know who goes to Hawaii. Most people holiday in Hawaii.
Yeah. What's his name? ScoMo.
Yeah, ScoMo. Did ScoMo bring it back from Hawaii?
Oh, he could have. That's how Dutton got it.
Yeah.
Gee.
How-
Insider knowledge.
Has Dutton given it to anyone? Peter Dutton?
Yeah, didn't he give it to Ivanka Trump?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think he gave it to the Trump daughter.
Oh, my goodness.
Is
Is it?
Ivanka?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have interesting names, so I always forget who's who. But Slide Fest Australia 2020 is proudly presented by Defin Hawaii and Defin Australia. It is on the 16th or 17th. Now, I believe the organisers of the event really want it on the 16th because that would mean we can do the after party, we go to Melbourne, have a good time. Now, if the surf isn't looking that good and it looks like it could pick up on the 17th, they'll postpone it. We'll do it on the Sunday instead of the Saturday. So the 16th of May or the 17th of May, that's Slide Fest Australia 2020, proudly presented by Defin Hawaii and Defin Australia. Now, you're worried this might not go ahead. I haven't heard anything from the organisers.
No, me either. But I'm just saying, if they're closing down schools, cafes, places of meeting, sporting events, we've got to say that Slide Fest might not go ahead.
Yeah. Now, we've got a call. We will take this because we are a talkback show. Hello, you're listening to the Bodysurf podcast. Who have we got there?
Hello, boys.
This is a hello, boys. And I'm going to hazard a guess and say this is Hamish?
No.
Oh, it's not.
Hamish. Further down.
Oh, it's the Harambe.
How you going, boys?
There he is. Welcome back. Welcome back to
now,
the show.
Harambe, I have to apologise. You did call in 2 weeks ago, or 1 week ago, and we actually cut your call because we had some real technical issues. It was very funny, but unfortunately it didn't go to air. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, look, it was probably the funniest thing I said all year, so it is what it is, and it's gone. And I guess we'll just have to relive it ourselves, and everyone else has to just believe it.
That's it. Lovely memories.
There's a secret going around that you might be joining us next week.
Well, we can't reveal too much yet.
Now, if you were to make the trip from the South Coast to the Sutherland Shire, would you be prepared to do that? And are you scared of the coronavirus?
No. So 2 things. Yes and no. Yes, I would do it. No, I'm not scared of coronavirus. I just come from the gym, and there's people wiping things down and all sorts of stuff. Like, you're going to catch it from, I don't know what. It's outrageous, mate. It's outrageous.
Do you have any...
I don't want to get a coronavirus rant.
Oh, yeah. I actually do want you to get into it because do you have any elderly people? Do you have any elderly people though, mate? That's the big worry is that you're going to catch it. You'll be fine, but then your grandparents die.
Oh, they're not close by, so they'll be okay. Just lock them down, keep them away.
What about the foo? He's almost 60.
He looks about 1,000, doesn't he?
So that's what I'm saying. You've got to be scared. You've got to be scared of that you might
I never
catch
thought
it.
about that.
I know.
I'm going to bring that up with him.
Now,
He's
Matt,
getting on.
if you were to join us next week for the Bodysurf podcast, who you were hoping to maybe bring someone with you? Who's going
to have to be the Foo and Diddler?
Yeah, you're bringing all the boys now. I was hoping to put on a bit of a spread for you boys. Now, I hear you like a bit of chook. Should we have a bit of a roast chicken night for the boys?
Just be careful. The path you're going down, you might be setting yourself up for failure. There's a pretty high bar there.
Well, yes.
If you present out some sort of Ingham, we're not doing product sponsors, are we?
You can say Ingham. You can say Ingham.
We can plug.
Yep. Plug anyone you want, mate.
Try and put out any Ingham chicken out there.
Now,
it's going to be turned down likely.
Well, is this because of your role as the official chicken inspector of the South Coast?
Chicken tester.
Yeah,
chicken tester.
The chicken.
When you get a title like that, you got to stick to it. So this chicken tester of his boy Rory, that's correct. Now, and that is a reason of it. Yeah.
So I hear you like a bit of chicken and you don't mind a cold one. Have you tried Hairy Man Brewery? And if we had a few salty dogs, would you slam them down with us?
Oh, would be very, very interested. That's the one is it the pop ale that you guys have?
Yeah, we can get some pop ales. We really like the salty dog because it sort of tastes like a beer, but you're also getting smashed by a big frothy wave at the same time.
Oh, I'll give it a crack. I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all.
Pairs very well with Chico's chicken.
Oh.
Do you like sweet? Do you like sweet or salty, Harambe?
What are we talking? Chicken or beer?
Well, anything you want.
Well, I don't mind a little bit of sweet. I don't mind a little bit of salty.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
I've got one question.
Yeah.
The reason why I called. Are we?
The
question everyone wants to know is how much time and how much money do you spend on doing your hair each day?
A lot of time, actually. I don't spend much money,
Mate.
but I do get my hair
No?
cut by a very pretty lady. And as long as my girlfriend is not listening, she does things for me. She really does. No. No, like when I was single, I used to go get my hair cut by this particular lady. We did match on Tinder, but it was strictly professional. But she does the head massage, and you get your head washed, and it's good. It's good time. But I will say that I do spend a little bit of money on products. Like hairspray and some gels for my hair. That's right. Yeah, but you got to look good, mate. You know, you got to look good. Yeah. Yeah.
He would last 2 weeks in the South Coast, mate.
Well, yeah. What's your tip for hair products? Is it just a bit of salt water and you're done?
Oh, I'm not really a hair care type of guy. I don't know if you've noticed that about me, but I'm not really striking with my hair looks, that's for sure.
Well, how's about next week when you come up here, mate? If you do come up, I'll wear a hat for you.
No, I want you to change for me. You just be you, and I'll just appreciate it.
What about I do your hair?
Oh, come on. This is getting red hot. You've got some serious form for hairdressers, mate. I don't know if I want to go in that path with you.
Oh yeah, mate. I'm very good with the fingers.
Now, Corey, Jesus.
All right, boys. I'll let you go. Thank you very much for taking the call.
Thank you so much for calling in, mate. We might catch up very, very soon. Yeah, South Coast Chompers actually have some really good merch. Their hats are amazing and perfect for if you don't have the best haircut or if you're balding a bit. Remember when our mate Robbie Miller, who's also a bit of a bodyboarder, he started going a bit bald? And he goes, I'm glad Hairy Man Brewery sponsored us because we got some hats. And he's just like, I'm going to become a hat guy now. And he's rocking the hat.
Yeah, well,
it's a good look.
He's still got a little bit of hair. He hasn't gone full bald yet.
Now, Corey Sainsbury's claiming that you dye your hair, Owie. Belly's saying that we're both rangers. I think that's just an issue with the lighting because you're like black Irish, aren't you?
What, my hair?
Yeah.
No, see, the thing is, people would think that my hair is a lot darker than what it is because I often get out of the shower, whack the comb through, and then put the hairspray in, so it keeps the dark look. My hair is actually pretty browny reddish.
Reddish.
Yeah.
But you put a bit of lemon in it, like Corey's.
That's right.
Remember, so Corey went on the Today Show a while ago. I think we all remembered that. You might know him from the Today Show, and. The hairdressers in the makeup department were like, "What have you done to your hair?" And he's like, "What? Is this natural?" And they're like, "I don't think so, sweetie."
It's just because you spend so much time in the water.
It really does. And actually, if you saw some photos of my dad probably has similar hair to you, quite brown. When he used to swim like every day, his hair looked very similar. Not as fluorescent as Corey's, but that sort of blonde. And it is just the sun and the salt. Yeah. That mixture of the sun hitting the acid, boom.
Well, Corey's up to probably day 185 in the water.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed a day.
Yeah.
That's insane. He flies in interstate, overseas, and he's still straight off the plane in the water.
Would you say, Corey, and you when we had him on the podcast the first time, you said he is going to be the next big thing in body surfing. Yeah. Do you think he is the biggest body surfer in Australia?
Right now?
Well, think about it. He competes in international events. He travels interstate. He's the most frequent guest on the Bodysurf podcast. I think that makes him the most famous, well-known body surfer in Australia. He's sponsored by Piping Hot, I believe.
Okay, maybe. I think there's probably a few people that are maybe similar status.
Sure.
But
another name comes to mind, Nick Brabot. Now,
big time.
Nick competes in a lot of the same sort of comps. Now, he's had a setback with the injury. I wonder if that was the reason he didn't go to Hawaii this year, or if he was just busy. It's a big commitment to go to all these trips. Corey's in a great position where he's got a really good job that's quite flexible. He's got a very supportive family, and he's got some great sponsors that will help him out. Some of those other guys may not be in that sort of position, but they might also be giving Corey a run for his money, say at Slidefest or at Wompoff or Corey went to the Invitational, didn't he, at
Yeah.
Newcastle? So there are some people out there that are keeping up with Corey, but I just feel like Corey's in this great position where he can travel,
Yeah.
he can compete, he can get his sponsors, he can come on the podcast and give his opinion whenever he wants.
Well, I have been watching him surf lately, and he's changing a lot of the way that he rides a wave. So he's been riding a lot less with a handcraft and just been freestyling, which is really cool. And the way that he
His
maneuvers,
takeoff is very different, I've noticed. And I was watching him body surf in a big shore break the other day at Bundina. And his takeoff was insane. He just charges so hard, but so effortlessly at the same time. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to see him at Slidefest if he does compete. Now, he'll have to use a handboard because it is Australia's only handboard competition. I'm guessing he'll be riding the Badfish because that is his sponsor, War.
Yep.
And the Badfish, it's interesting. You see all the sponsored War riders with the Badfish these days. You don't see a lot of them with the original wood anymore.
I wonder if that's a
preference?
A preference or a company initiative.
Well, I went out with, was it your roommate, Sean Cook?
Don't act like you don't know him.
Friend of the show. He's never been on. We asked him on once.
Yeah,
He said no.
no.
He's actually said no twice.
Yeah.
We'll get him one day. He said he prefers the Badfish over the wood. He's got both.
Yeah, well, it's very neutral density, the Badfish.
Okay.
So it operates a lot similar to how you would use no craft. It swims very similar, although what I will say is it gets a lot of lift out of the water.
Yeah.
I prefer the wooden ones. I'm really enjoying those at the moment. I actually had a surf the other day on one. I was very close to making it out of the end section of a barrel, and I asked Barrel Pig and Belly Slater, what technique do you use for that end section of the barrel? Because I can make the speed down the drop, but it's getting that last little bit of kick just to spit out the end. And I suggested that Barrel Pig opens up a class or a school
A masterclass
on making the end section of barrels.
Have you ever had Facebook advertisements pop up and it's like Steve Martin teaches comedy, Judd Apatow teaches screenwriting,
Yeah.
Spike Lee teaches directing. There's even ones for cooking. I think Gordon Ramsay does cooking.
Yeah.
Barrel Pig needs to do a body surf masterclass exclusive to Facebook.
Oh, big time.
Maybe we could host it here. So
that would be so good.
yeah. Maybe we aim to do that, in a few weeks' time.
Wow, what a good idea.
Maybe people can send in questions and things. So maybe we try and get Barrel Pig for an hour in the studio and we can do a masterclass. Now, I'm thinking we take one more call and then we'll wrap up the show. So let's see who we've got here. Ahoy, hoy, this is the Bodysurf podcast. Who have we got there?
It's Hamish. Don't hang up on me. I know last time you did.
Oh, you faded out, champion. Nah, just kidding, mate. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Still a bit salty from the last time I called in, but we'll get over it.
For those who have just joined us, last week, Owie hung up very abruptly on Hamish. Now, it's a gag that Kate, Tim and Marty often do. It's very funny when you're listening to it in the car, but when it happens to you, it's probably devastating.
It's not very funny when you're the victim.
He's been waiting all day to get on the show. He's been watching the awful stream on YouTube, and he's finally got through.
Yeah,
and we cut him off.
I was actually waiting to get my phone charged. I was going to call in earlier, but I only had 2%, so I didn't really want to drop out.
Well, thanks for calling in, Hamish. Now, Hamish, you are a Queenslander. Well, technically, you're not a Queenslander, but you live there now. Have you got any inside goss about Slidefest 2020?
Well, that's going to cost you.
Ooh.
What's it going to cost us?
Oh, I don't know.
Now, don't forget that I hold the key to making out whether you stay on the line or not, mate. So.
Oh, right. No, at this point in time, I'm pretty sure Trav hasn't called it off, so we're still going.
So, it's not called off due to the coronavirus yet. It's all going ahead. And it is a while away, so I'm hoping things cool down there. But in terms of weather or conditions or even hot nightclubs to maybe go to afterwards, tell us what you know, son.
In terms of weather, I know that May is the best time of year up here.
Okay.
Got some good barrels, so hopefully we get a good bit of weather lining up. The water's still warm at that time of year, so... in terms of nightclubs, well, I think you guys have got it pretty well mapped out. I know everyone's got a bit of story from schoolies, so
Yeah.
We'll just have to figure that out on the night.
Now, last year there was a few people getting thrown in the lockup. There was people playing pianos. Were you involved in all of that sort of stuff?
Funnily enough, I wasn't. I ended up passing out after a couple of drinks because I just went too hard on the day. So.
Now, Hamish, I've got a quick question for you because a couple of people messaged in on the Instagram earlier today and they wanted us to talk about different things. So because we haven't really got onto all of them, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions.
I'm about to be hung up on, aren't I?
No, not at all. Connor Gibney wants to know about moisturising. So do you moisturize when you body surf? So like think of, do you watch the NRL at all?
Pardon, I missed that.
Do you watch the NRL?
Yeah, he's a Manly fan.
Yeah, Manly fan.
I had this conversation with you, but the listeners didn't. So you got to set it up for him. Yes, I watch. So James Graham used to Vaseline the back of his legs, right? And maybe we could do something like that in body surfing. It might help us aerodynamically.
Funnily enough, Vaseline is actually pretty good to avoid chafe.
Yeah.
My insight.
Yeah, true.
Well, you wouldn't be getting any chafe in those new keels of yours.
No.
Now, have you received those yet?
I may have not organised that with Uga yet.
I think
this is my fault. This is not Uga's fault. And last week when I was going to come on, I was going to apologise. It sounds like I was talking down with Uga, and he came on. He was so nice and chatted to me about it. So big props to Uga for that.
Well, yeah, and it sounds like you owed probably about 8 pairs because I think you've won Wave of the Week so many times.
I don't think so, but Uga's sorting me out.
Good stuff. Any more questions for Hamish, are we?
Yeah, I've got a couple, actually. What have we got here? Oh, the tickler. Now, can you please repeat what you said a couple of weeks ago about riding tickler?
Tickler's lazy boy surfing, let's be honest. Come on.
Well, who surfs tickler in your crew?
About half of them.
Oh, really? Is it that popular?
Yeah, it is. So Ben, Simon went down to the pool the other day and he was actually pretty good about it.
I saw Simon there. Why didn't he join us? Why did he go so much later?
I think he'll have to call in and explain himself on that one.
Interesting.
Now, you wanted to know earlier today lime milkshakes. Why we drink them? Let's talk about them. I think you added it's just not a flavour. Citrus should be not added to it.
It's not a flavour, and citrus is not something that you include in milk.
Why?
It's a Corona milkshake.
Not something that you ever see anywhere. So,
well, have you ever had lime in any form, in the artificial form?
I have. I do enjoy splice.
Okay.
But it's kind of contradictory to my point here.
Yeah, that's heaps contradictory.
I think the one line milkshake that I had, I went in thinking that it would taste like a slice, and it didn't. So that's completely ruined my view of them. Okay,
well here's the tip. You get a small or a medium size cup. That way the ratio is going to be really, really good for your lime milkshake, because if it's too weak, it tastes terrible, and if it's too strong, you get sick.
Well, you heard it first here on the Bodysurf podcast. Lime milkshake.
Oh, mate, I love a lime milkshake. It's our go-to. You know that. You know that.
I'll give it a go. You'll have to convince Daryl.
Oh, mate. I can have a conversation with Daryl at Womp Camp. I definitely will. Now, just before you go, I want to know what the Goldies procedures are in regards to the COVID-19. What are you guys doing? Are you meeting up? Are you continuing your meets even if we get locked down?
We've got a policy of no drop-ins. We've got to keep that social exclusion going. Making sure that we're washing our hands and only giving shackers as greetings.
Okay, so is the no drop-ins policy because you can't have two to a wave?
Well, you can't be within 1.5 meters of each other now.
Yeah.
So no drop-ins.
No drop-ins. Now, how many participants do you get at a regular Goldie Sliders meet? Because if it exceeds 500, that's a big no-no.
Well, some say it might be 500, but I think it's more like maybe 5 to 10 people. But
you know what?
We'll go 500.
You know what?
499, just for the record.
Maybe Bait Bay Body Bash has got the drop on us because that's why they haven't been meeting up.
They knew it was coming. Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. Have you noticed Bait Bay getting some bigger turnouts since we plugged it? I think Brabot was there by himself again last
dear.
week. Surf conditions here have been pretty bad, Hamish, so it's understandable that their numbers haven't been very good. No one even went out with the Budgie boys on Saturday.
We've got a good bit of surf over the weekend.
Yeah,
We've got another cyclone storm coming through.
Yeah, Greta?
Yeah, it's something like that. I just know that it's surfed up a bit. So it was
How
fun over the
dare
weekend.
you, Greta? Good gear, topical.
I'm looking forward
Thanks,
to
guys.
it. All right. Oh,
He's
you're-
hanging up on us
Okay,
this
bye,
week.
mate. See ya. Loving it to chat.
Oh, good gear, Hamish. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm happy with that. We've gone a bit over time, OE. Now, I enjoy doing these Monday Night Lives. Let's try and make this a thing. Thanks heaps for all your comments. Thanks heaps for calling in. We'll try and tighten things up because we can put out some questions, some topics maybe throughout the day.
Yeah,
And
I
that
think
way,
so.
That way we can sort of be like a real talkback show and have notes and things.
And if we ever get an EP to join us at one
Yes.
point, maybe he can take the phone calls and then put them
Yes.
through to us.
Now, next week, it sounds like we are going to have a chicken and beer party with the South Coast Chompers. Now, this is the first time we've had bodyboarders on the show. So if you've got any bodyboarding questions, which I've got a few, I'm very excited to have these guys on. These guys absolutely shred. If you've seen their Instagram, you can see how hard they go on these huge, massive waves down south. Now, we actually have a bodyboarder in the Budgie Boys. He sometimes body surfs, but he's a very good bodyboarder.
Should we get him in?
I'm
next week?
wondering if he might want to just come in and have a beer.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have to be on the podcast because I'd like to get him on at a later date, but I'm sure he'd like to hang out and have a beer.
Oh, for sure.
All
Do
right.
we go to the pub beforehand?
I think we just come here. I'll have a few coldies in the fridge. We'll get the live stream happening. We'll play a bit of music, get psyched up, and then we'll take your questions and calls and Instagram comments and live chat comments and all that sort of stuff. So people just want to know if it's a bodyboard or a body plane. Now, that's a
Yep.
great question, and it's asked by Daniel Carr, also known as the Kook Man. Now, we've seen Daniel plane on a bodyboard.
Yeah,
And it's a great photo. Has he posted that yet? I don't think it's out there.
No, I don't.
Very
think it
funny
has.
gear. He's actually like hand planing
On a bodyboard.
on a
Yeah.
full-size
Oh, it's great.
bodyboard. So yeah,
We've had 30 responses to the poll.
let's get the stats.
Okay, so we have had 37 views, 30 responses. So that's a caucus. So this is official.
Okay.
Now, I'm just going to do one little refresh. Why not? We'll do a little refresh. We'll see what's happening here. It's very close. Very, very close, Tim. Now, we've got 13 votes for plane and 17 for board. So board wins. It's a handboard.
It's a handboard. Now that is very interesting. I didn't think it was going to go that way. Plane seems like the more traditional term.
Do we want to go into a more in-depth view at who voted for what?
Well, I don't think we need to name names, but I'm just very fascinated with that because I would have probably voted for plane. Now, I didn't get time to vote because I was here on the pots and pans, but I would have voted for plane.
Okay.
And no reason for that. I just think it's the more original term. Now, it's a handboard, so that's what the viewers, the listeners have voted for.
Yep, there you go. It's a handboard. So forever and a day, we're going to be calling them handboards.
It was close, yeah.
43% to 57%. There we go.
Yeah, it's one.
Guys, that's huge news. So we've got COVID-19. We've covered that. Everything's fine.
We're good.
And now we know that it's forever and a day slide handboards. The victor
Yeah.
over war hand planes. No, that's not what our poll was. But we're calling them handboards. So Tim, we need to refer to them as handboards.
We could call this the Body Handboard Podcast, but board is spelt like this. Anywho, we got to get out of here.
Like our listeners.
Do it all again real soon. But for now,
Oh, it's always overhead when you're body surfing, Tim.
bye.
Bye.